Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the Rev Dan Wilson. I'm the longtime spiritual advisor, and during fits of insanity and bloodlust, often the handler of the strong-style psycho Tank, one of the baddest men in professional wrestling for 20 years going today. And on March the 12th, in Hartselle, Alabama, at the Sparkman Civic Center, he returns to New South Wrestling. And back in November, when he debuted, he eviscerated young Jeremy Foster, but that wasn't enough to satiate his appetite. Tank walks into a new place like it's a prison. He's got to first establish dominance en route to control. And so he finds the biggest guy in the building, and he punches him in the face. And that would be you, Dump Sanders. I knew when I got within 3 feet of you, you must be appropriately named because you're one big steaming, stinking pile. Oh, you're a big, tough man, I know, and the people in Alabama seem to love you. You're impressive against regular wrestlers. You were the biggest man in New South. Were. Until November, when Tank, with myself at his side, representing the Devil's Rejects, showed up at the doorstep of New South. So, Dump, I think you might just be occupationally confused. I'm sure you could drive circles around Tank in a dump truck, but that doesn't give you any qualification to be in a wrestling ring with him. There's a reason jackasses don't run with racehorses. You are not in the same league as Tank. But if that's the case, why am I wasting my time talking about you? Because it's not that you're not tough. It's not that you're not impressive. You just haven't done what Tank has done. Remember, I said you were tough. I said it. But there's a distinguishable difference between the toughest man in Hartselle, Alabama, and the kind of toughness it takes to be the first ever Carnage Cup winner, or one of the only men ever to compete in the Ted Petty Invitational and the IWA King of the Deathmatch tournaments. But if you got the brain-dead mongoloids in the audience to peel their faces off of the idiot box smartphones long enough to take a little poll, they would say probably that you're the biggest and baddest man in New South, Dump Sanders, and that just doesn't sit well with me. And unluckily enough for you, it has absolutely enraged the strong-style psycho. So that's why we record this here instead of giving you a visual glimpse inside the compound, because men of our reputation, we can't put our personal information out there because you lunatics and yahoos in Alabama would come up here and try to come on our property, and then something very, very bad would happen to you. But Dump Sanders, I'll bite. Step up. Prove yourself. It'll be a marquee match for New South. The Battle of the Giants. It will be a spectacle. And in that style of match, it's possible, within the accepted rules of play, you would have had a chance. But like a stupid, mangy mongrel, you just keep eating, and you never know when you've had enough. You actually petitioned New South Wrestling to make this match on March the 12th a Fans Bring the Weapons match. So we're skipping over the build-up and going straight to the climax. Let me understand something. You want to give Tank, a man more dangerous than a walk home at midnight in downtown Birmingham, a match with no restrictions or limits on the suffering he can inflict on you. Dump, I'm sure you have friends and family that love you. We sure aren't those people, but I bet they're out there. Are you feeling okay? Have you been depressed? Have you suffered a loss of appetite? Have you felt like there was no will to continue? Because I have the number to the suicide hotline, and you can call them and get the help you need. Because if you show up on March the 12th, Tank can only assume you're requesting a public execution. And how ironic will it be that the imbeciles cheering for you, providing the instruments of your demise at the same time as Tank tears your body asunder with such force that every version of you across the multiverse cries out in perpetual agony. Ow!